North Carolina campus.
There's no better time than this. March Madness already has us with all the feels. Excited to get things going here in Chapel Hill with you, Mark.
Murray State in the navy, Maryland in the white. It is the Terps that have the game's first possession. Alucci gets the ball in her hands right away. Takes Ford down deep. Missed the first shot. It goes out of bounds and staying with the Terrapins.
And that's something that Murray State is going to have to adjust to defensively, because Alucci going downhill, her first step, that's all she needs to get to the bucket.
So look at Rochelle Turner, the head coach in her 9th season from Murray State. The team looking to pull off the upset today. McLean gets it back. Some help defense from Polk, but that leaves back wide open a little bit along with the three. An offensive rebound. Alucci going to the rim, off the glass and in, and she has the game's first bucket.
I use the word motor for Alucci in the open, because that's what she brings every single time she touches the floor and puts them on the board first.
And she brings it on a defensive end. We see it right away here. She is guarding Curry Jelks, 25 feet from the basket. Now picks up Ford. Curry Jelks sells the screen and rolls forward, trying to get downhill. Couldn't get it up to the rim. Again, great defense by Akanawa.
Again, that's Haven Ford, 5'6", going against 5'10", Alucci Akanawa. I like the adjustment in her aggression to the rim. That's going to be a tough assignment.
Sailor Poffenbarger with 12 to shoot, makes a spin move, turns, fires short, going out of bounds, but it is saved by McLean, and a Garzon three, doing what she does best. Garzon knocking that down.
So Coach Turner told us before the game that rebounding was going to be very crucial for them. That's 2 offensive rebounds Maryland was able to put back for second chance points. And
it's given them a quick 5-0 lead. Just the second possession here for the Racers. Curry Jelks wanted to get it to Polk. Instead, she just drives on Poffenbarger and lays it in.
Charnice Curry Jelks is unbelievable when it comes to finding space underneath. She does commit the foul down on the block. However, Charnice is one of those players you keep an eye on both ends of the floor, as she leads the nation in double-doubles.
Yeah, and the Coach Turner, doesn't like to see her low post player get an early foul.
Just creating space for herself with the lean in, finishing on the right. Unfortunately, picks up the foul on the other end. And for Murray State, they do not have a lot of length on their roster. So Charnice is going to be one of those players that you want to protect when it comes to keeping her out of foul trouble.
Here's Rochelle Turner. She's the Valley Coach of the Year. First time she has won that award in season 9 as a head coach of the Racers. They're in the NCAA tournament back-to-back seasons. They went to the Norman site a year ago. Long pass. That's Polk, got ahead of the field. Alucci catches up. How about that from Hallie Polk? And in one opportunity.
And Mark, you're smiling from ear to ear, because that's why we love being in the shoot-arounds with these teams. They worked on this ad nauseum at practice yesterday. And for this to be pinpoint, how about the quarterback pass? Only 1 dribble needed. If that, just 1 dribble up and under, and 1 for Polk.
Great long baseball pass by Haven Ford. As you said, we saw that in the practice yesterday. I didn't know we'd see it inside the first 2 minutes of the game, but they pull it out, and Polk converts the 3-point play.
You start to get creative when you're back in the tournament, back-to-back seasons, and that's what the backcourt was telling us for Murray State.
Offensive rebound missed by McLean. We're going to get a foul underneath against Murray State.
Yeah, and it's the right call. Just trying to jump up, Maryland trying to jump up for the rebound. And displacement by Haven Ford.
Forgot about her, all alone. Down low, laid in by Garzon.
We mentioned Alucci coming over from Duke, and transfer portal has been a big emphasis for Maryland and Brenda Freeze this season.
Catch and shoot 3 off the mark from Haven Ford. Garzon looking ahead. McLean instead of pass to Alucci. Akanawa going right to the rim with the left hand. Loose ball is picked up by Charnice Curry Jelks. Here comes Polk. Hallie Polk couldn't get that one with the left hand. Able to get the miss, but fell out of bounds while getting that loose ball.
So communication is key underneath for Murray State. Going back to this inbound right here, the touch pass, and there has to be a level of communication on the inbounder. That's the sneakiest person on the floor. You just completely forget about where they are.
And that is foul number 2 on Okonowa. It is an offensive foul. Or did they get that on the screen? They got it on Poffenbarger. So that's a little bit of a sigh of relief for Maryland, but we do see Alucci come off the floor.
Yeah, moving with the screen, just needing to allow Alucci to come off of the screen while she was set.
There's a drive. Hallie Pope with her second bucket. She's got 5.
Let's be very clear. Hallie Pope said, you're going to have to keep up with us. We don't care what seed you are coming in. You have to put your shorts on the same way we did. And a quick response by Walker on the other end for Maryland.
Yeah, the redshirt freshman from Washington, D.C. with her first shot at bucket. A little response there as Murray State had cut it to a one-possession game. And
that's what you want to see, especially with Alucci Okonowa, who's been very aggressive to start this game. What minutes are you going to get out of Kendall Walker?
Dribble picked up by Brax Baker. Shot clock at 8. Long 3. Pope just a little bit long off the back rim. Run up by Poffenbarger. Saylor. Great pass. And it's finished there by Mira McLean.
It's their level of activity without the ball that makes Maryland so fun to watch on the offensive end.
Curry Jelks in a crowd just flipped it up off the backboard and gets her second foul, an offensive foul on Curry Jelks. That is a huge blow at the 5:55 mark.
And 2 of our stars that we were mentioning in the open are now on the bench. Well, you did say that Alucci did pick up that second foul, so that's good news for them. But for Charnice, that is a huge blow for them as she goes to the bench.
Coach Brenda Freese's team, again, 4 Sweet 16s out of the last 5 seasons. Lost to South Carolina in the Sweet 16 a year ago.
And she was double dipping a little bit, preparing for this game as she was watching Murray State. Her niece was actually on Evansville. And so in that championship game, being able to support her niece, Sydney Huber, I believe, but also saying I need to make sure that I'm prepared for Murray State. And what she said about this team is that they are very quick and they have a lot of depth when it comes to their speed.
By the way, that 3-second call at the other end turned into second turnover for Maryland, but Murray State doesn't take advantage there. It stays a 6-point game. Rainey Wilson, true freshman. Batted around, coming down with it. Ozzy Mamadou, who's now in the game. Izzy Minmay Mamadou. And that is a foul on Izzy. Izzy picks up the personal. She's quickly going to come off the floor.
You're going to see multiple substitutions for Brenda Freese. I mean, she has 5 freshmen that are averaging 10 or more minutes per game. So because of the injuries that they've had throughout this season that could have been blows, a lot of players are getting their opportunity off the bench. And a great block from behind by Gerzon. But you're going to see a lot of different rotations for Brenda Freese because of that.
And Ozzy Mamadou's been dealing with a minor injury, a strained Achilles. That hampered her in the conference tournament. Possession staying here with Murray State. We're midway through this first quarter in Chapel Hill. Hallie Pope, defended by Brianna Williams. 3 off the heel, or a long 2 off the heel. Interesting to watch this particular 5 on the floor with Maryland.
And look how far Pope is playing off of Walker, daring her to shoot the outside shot and forcing the turnover.
Walker travel, and that's the 3rd turnover for the Terps. 4:38 to play.
Just that team, but the following team was because I had to play against them in the ACC for that following year. And I mean, Crystal Langher, Marissa Coleman, Christy Tolliver, names that you are also able to see on the WNBA circuit. She just breeds great talent post-collegiate play.
There's the block from Brianna Williams. And now the other way, they quickly turned it into points for Rainey Wilson. So here is Murray State. 2 fouls on their top low post player, Charnice Curry Jelks, who averages a double-double, 18 points, 12 rebounds a game. We'll see how long she stays on the bench. There's a response for Haven Ford.
Yeah, that was a much-needed bucket, ending that 6-0 run for Maryland. But most importantly, they were flirting with 3 minutes without a bucket. So I like the aggression still getting to the rim.
Now the Racers had missed their last 5 shots prior to that make by Ford. Walker long 2, and she swishes that. Kendall Walker has been fantastic. She's already had 4 points, but she's been a key player for them down the stretch, especially.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see how Haven Ford is just baiting her, knowing that she is very quick and very good at finishing at the rim.
Polk shoots the long 2 and knocks that down for Murray State. And she has 7. Mack directs traffic. Uses the screen from Williams. Long with the shot. Haven Ford slices. In the game now, Sechrist and Kesslin. Sechrist really has been, percentage-wise, their best three-point shooter.
Yeah, and that's going to be one of the biggest emphasis for Maryland. It's the transition defense. You think you're in front of them, but you're still trying to play catch-up because they let it fly from outside in their transition offense.
Walker on the drive takes the contact, I believe, from the backside. Destiny Thomas will pick up the foul.
Just look at how Haven Ford is assessing the floor on where everyone is. The spacing was perfect, and as you mentioned, Kesslin Sechrist able to knock it down from the top of the key. That is her most popular spot, her most successful spot on the floor, especially in that trail.
Walker at the line, 80% foul shooter on the season for the redshirt freshman, and promptly knocks down the first. Walker, who is the 2024 Washington, D.C. Gatorade High School Player of the Year, and they can play some ball in the capital city.
I would have to say so. I mean, not just that, but in that area, I remember just the Boo Williams.
Let's not forget Walker was also a really good tennis player in the day.
I mean, it's not half bad when you won a Junior U.S. Open title, and you also got an MD President Cup in soccer, so she can do it all. She's just a pure athlete.
The free throws have opened the lead back to 5. Ford on the drive, can't finish it. Here comes Kendall Walker once again. Kick to the corner. One dribble. There's a 3. Freshman Addie Mack.
Addie Mack is just so impressive, and her journey to get to Maryland is even more impressive. Got her first letter from Coach Freeze in the 7th grade, and talked about why this is family and how she gets challenged every single game.
Well, Hallie Polk does not need much room at all. She is a 3-level scorer, especially from that top level.
Again, she's coming off of a title game where she had 33 points. She has 7 games with 30 or more points. So, Mark, she is a walking bucket. The Walker drive kick, no one around, that's a bad idea because she can knock it down. Addie Mack has been phenomenal from 3, but on the other side, you poke the bear and she'll make you pay.
So the lead is 5, and to this point, Murray State has navigated pretty well Charnice Curry-Jelks, who's been on the bench really for about the last 4 minutes. Oh, what a move. Polk unable to cap it off with the basket, though.
Just short on the finish. These are moves that we've seen her make time and time again.
Offensive foul on Addie Mack.
We cannot say enough about how Murray State came off the bus. And their energy walking on the floor today, their band, the cheerleaders, even the crowd that has been able to come in and travel for them. I mean, their energy is at an all-time high.
Hoffenbarger's blocked. She's going to take it up the floor, right down the middle of the floor. Their zone gives it up down low. And finding just enough space, Mira McLean.
Mira McLean, who also is familiar with the rims here at North Carolina because she's a transfer from Virginia.
Hope wanted some extra contact called on that, but suddenly she has a dozen points. But they played 5-on-4 going the other end as a result of that.
Mark, is transition defense even a part of the game plan for either team?
Walker now with 8 points. She hasn't missed a shot to start her day. And the deficit for Murray State is 7. Sechrist and Walker matched up. Kesslin turns, fires, and it rolls off.
They can hold for the last shot, as you can see. Brenda Freeze making sure that everyone understands that, including her freshman point guard, Addie Mack.
And she stumbles with a little bit of contact and a foul on Destiny Thomas with 7 seconds left. That is going to put Addie at the foul line here. And she shoots 85% on the year. We had a very nice chat with her yesterday. Made the all Big Ten freshman team this year. Out of the state of Minnesota.
What I love most about her story, she told us, I love watching basketball. Just a true student of the game and wanting to get better, and her accolades show why she's one of the best to lace them up.
Maryland does not want to give Murray State a chance to get a clean shot left. With 7 seconds left in the quarter. Ford gets into the front court. She finds some open space and an opportunity for a 3. But it goes wide left, and that takes us to the end of the first quarter. Look at our bracket here. Whoever comes out of Chapel Hill, they go to the Sweet 16, and most likely we'll be playing UConn, but we'll see how that all plays out. Here's Hallie Polk. Well-designed play, but couldn't finish it with a bucket, as Polk had 12 of the 19 points scored by Murray State in that first quarter.
Mark, they could not ask for better execution on that end, but Addie Mack with yet another triple going up, making them pay. Just 3 seconds going off the shot clock. They have to find her in transition defense. But another note, Charnice Curry-Jelks back on the floor to start the second quarter after getting 2 fouls in 4 minutes in the first quarter.
Shot clock is at 12, and the 3 put up by Sechrist is short. 28 points in that first quarter for Maryland. That's the most points allowed in the first quarter this season by Murray State. Back to the bucket. Ozzy Mamadou back out. Mack lost the dribble from her knees. Still 9 for Walker. He pulls up, shoots the 18-footer, in and out. Knocked around, loose ball. Curry-Jelks making sure she doesn't get her 3rd foul, and that allowed McLean to come up with that, go to the other side of the rim and lay it in.
That has to be a conversation, and you can see the timeout for Murray State, and it's because there were bodies being sacrificed for Maryland. It has to be the same stuff on the floor, and now has 8 points and 7 rebounds. The emphasis of that is also Charnice Curry-Jelks, who is in the game with 2 fouls, who can't play tentative, has to play smart, but can't be tentative. Those are moments that you have to win.
Murray State turns it right back over, and the drive by Akanawa and 1.
This is the difference from a year ago that Maryland feeds on. Their defense has been outstanding this season, and it's led by Aluchi Akanawa, who's been a nightmare for teams in the ACC last year in her time with Duke. And the numbers show how Maryland has improved with her at the head of the press for Maryland this season.
There's more of that pressure defense, and it leads to a turnover. Addie Mack lays it up and in. You know, when we talked to Mack and Aluchi about their press, we specifically mentioned the Minnesota game where they came back. It was early in conference play.
Led to the last timeout by Addie Mack, who was able to finish. Murray State just having a tough time getting the ball past half court, but a major adjustment for them coming out this time.
It is a 14-0 run for Maryland going back to the first quarter, and it's kept the Murray State crowd, which is larger than the Maryland crowd. It's kept the Racer crowd quiet.
And they're still looking for their first points of the quarter, and that's another thing that Maryland has done very well. Even on the takes for Murray State, they have not fouled them. They've only been to the free throw line once.
Floated up, missed by Walker. Rebound there for Charnice Curry-Jelks. Ford pulls up, steps back, 3, got it. Haven Ford hit 33% of her threes this year. It's her first today.
It's hard not to root for Haven Ford, tough as they come. Playing with a broken hand. A year ago, she played with a broken index finger on her shooting hand. Still can knock it down.
In and out for Kanawa. You certainly see the effort with that hand for Ford. You know, she showed us the finger in the hand and what happened last year and this year, and it was gruesome. But she continues to tough it out and play through it.
And she talked about just this being a year where her numbers have dipped, as she says. The numbers look pretty good to me. But she wants to play. She wants to be on the floor with this team. And last year in the title game, she talked about how the doctor had to put her finger back in place. The bone was out of the skin. And you can see her finger. She said it hasn't returned back to normal, but one of the toughest players you can find.
Jada Cook, number 0 in the game for Murray State. Let's see if the Racers can get Charnice Curry-Jelks a touch here. She does with 6. And she's 25 feet from the basket. Feeds down low with the left hand. Sechrist was able to get her own miss after hitting the rim. The shot clock did not expire, and she has a bucket. Now underneath the travel, and now we're starting to see that Murray State defense give a bit more hearty of an effort here.
That is interesting. I didn't see her put the... Well, the travel call there, it gives it back to Murray State, but whatever coach told her team at the break had to be, who do we want to show up as today? And they have a bit more sense of urgency getting to the rim. And I even like the offense we saw in the last possession, where Charnice actually was the facilitator at the top of the key, and they got an early look on the inside to Kelslyn Sechrist, who has the length at 5'10", so can also post up and has a balance attack.
So Polk's at the line, shooting 2 here. Coach Turner elects to pull all the other 4 players off the line and into the backcourt. As you see, the numbers for Polk is Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Year, averaging 22 points per game.
That's a lot of buckets, basically.
He has 14 of the 26 points so far in this game. That's deflected by Cook. Still 9 to shoot for Walker. Kendall on the drive. Very nicely done to spin right away from Cook and lay it in.
My early player of the game is for Maryland.
As you see, she's 4 or 5 from the field and into double-digit scoring with 10 points. She's the second into double digits, as Mack also has 10 for the Terps. Curry-Jelks shoots a long jumper, and I guess if you're Maryland, you're going to give her that. It's a long 2 to give her 4 points on the afternoon.
She feels like she has to show her impact right away. She said, all I want to do is win, doing every little thing that she can to bring her team and cut into this deficit.
Walker right back to work, and now she's up to a dozen. Midway through this second quarter, Koffenbarger, Sailor, and Polk able to come back, knock it away, but it was deflected into a couple of arms. Mack winds up with it, missed the shot, back out, Walker from 15, good!
How fun has this game been? Maryland has been all over the place. That was first led by Poffenbarger, who was able to get into the passing lane, couldn't connect on the layup, but her team at her back.
Polk can't get that one to crawl over the rim, but over the back, Curry-Jelks. And that's number 3 on Charnice Curry-Jelks with 4:34 to go in the half.
Of course, the frustration is there for Charnice, but the attempt going over the back, you just have to be a little bit more aware of how your team needs you, and they didn't necessarily need that from her in that possession. The best ability is availability, as our friend Fran Fraschilla would say, and her being on the floor is very important.
We just have to assume she's off for the rest of the half. We'll see. Shot clock at 5. Mack, Addie down to 2. She's going to have to put it up. And did not get it off. And a shot clock violation. And a 6 turnover of the first half. Now the Murray State crowd's kind of gotten back into the game.
It feels like a home game for them, honestly.
It does. Is it Murray State crowd here? Supported their team here today in the Triangle. Ford being eyed by Ozzy Mamadou. There's a bump, there's a push, and Ozzy Mamadou. And Maryland foul. Well, for the 6th straight year, every NCAA Women's Championship game is on the networks of ESPN. For more information, hop online. Go to ncaa.com. More first-round action tomorrow, second round Sunday and Monday, and then we're off to the Sweet 16.
So the quote-unquote Smurfs are on the floor for Murray State. That's 1, 2, and 3 for them. They are all 5'6" and below in height, but the speed that they bring is something to take notice of. You're going to see how the pace changes for them coming out of the timeout.
Their zone shot did not find rim. We must mention that the Smurfs comes from their head coach, Rochelle Turner. She calls them Smurfs 1, 2, and 3. And they're 1, 2, and 3 because those are their jersey numbers. Polk is 1, Ford 2, and Briley Pena is 3. And those are the 3 Smurfs. They're Smurf 2.
I love that Haven Ford said, but I'm a little taller than that. I don't know if I classify. Haven, you're right in there.
I think I told Haven yesterday, I said, you're way over the cutoff first. That's a 15-footer from Ford.
And Smurf number 2 knocks it down. And the thing that I like about Haven Ford is that she always assesses the defense in the correct way.
Walker. And they get a foul on Murray State here as McLean was going for the rebound along with Destiny Thomas. It's a racer's foul. Number 2 on Destiny Thomas.
So with it being a 14-point advantage for Maryland, I do want to bring attention to the fact that the 2 times that Murray State has gone on a run, it's been with Charnice Curry-Jelks off the floor. So we'll see if they can get a couple of stops here, but Maryland right now has had no problem getting a bucket.
And Walker had another open look, but left it short. Addie Mack, after some help from her friends, able to drive it to the rim and kiss that in.
Addie Mack, coming out of high school, finished with close to 5,000 points. She mentioned what the difference was for her right now. She's playing off the ball, but traditionally this season she's been at the point guard position.
Walker with 14, Mack with a dozen. Those are the 2 in double figures for Maryland. Ball taken away by Rainey Wilson. 5th turnover for Murray State. Poffenbarger's open, launches a 3 and knocks it down.
That looked good before it even left her hands, Mark.
And Sailor Poffenbarger with her first bucket of the game. Just her 2nd shot, first 3 attempt.
Everything going well for Maryland on the offensive side, shooting 54% from the floor and over 40% from 3.
2 minutes to go in the first half. This is already the most points allowed by Murray State in the first half of a game this year. And we get a whistle. It's going to go on Addie Mack. That's her 2nd.
It's hard to shoot over 6'3" as well as 6'2". And when that happens, the offense in transition gets going for Maryland again. Right now they have 6 transition points, but 2 threes that have come from it.
Hillary Minch, number 12, is in the game. A sophomore transfer from DePaul. Murray State. Hallie Pope guarded by Wilson. 2 to shoot. She's going to have to float it up. Teardrop, got it, and 1. And you see flashes of the magic that Hallie Pope has brought all season long in becoming Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Year.
It's almost like she played with the guys. The conversation that we had with her, she said from the time I was in the 1st to 6th grade, I was the only female on the team. I am just that type of competitive. And there is not a player with her, like her dominance is just so impressive to see. She's not looking at what the scoreboard is saying. She's like, what can I do for my team? Chipping away is the most important part.
Now 17 points, so she's outscored the rest of her team. She has 17, the rest of her team 16 for their total of 33 with under a minute and a half to go first half.
And she has to be that person with Charnice Curry-Jelks on the bench right now with 3 fouls.
Walker almost lost the dribble. Poffenbarger there to the corner. Garzone missed the shot. The Murray State foul on Sechrist. That's her first, and you see the reaction from Michelle Turner, the Murray State head coach.
I was just going to credit, we came back from break talking about their effort for second chance opportunities, 50-50 balls, and that was a little bit different.
If you were curious about the team fouls, I mean, Maryland's been called for 9. That's now 10 against Murray State here in this first half, the first total part of this game, and that's the second foul on Pena. We look at Yarden Garzone as she's .96% foul shooter on the year and shot a ton in the 20s. And for the native of Israel, when she gets to the foul line, misses are rare.
And also the transfer from Indiana, the amount of points that she was able to put up while she was with IU is, it's like a highlight package from 3.
Yes, she was a 3-year starter for the Hoosiers.
Left as the team's all-time leader in threes, as I was mentioning from outside. She can just light it up.
Another bucket for Haven Ford. She's up to 9 points. Under a minute to play in the first half from Chapel Hill. Their zone. Randy Wilson defended by Pope.
Your zone, you can tell she's trying to find her space on the floor.
Wilson long 2.
I think she might have gotten away with the double dribble too.
Kendall Walker with a half she has had. Can't get that one to go. Now Murray State can hold it for the final shot of the first half.
Very important possession for Murray State. They have hit their last 3 buckets. Can they have some of the momentum for their mental going into the half?
And there's a steal. Mira McLean gives it up. Wasn't a whole lot of time left. They wind up not getting a shot off, and it's 51-35 Maryland here at the intermission.
Mira McLean doing a great job. Help with Charnice Curry-Jelks, only playing 9 minutes in the first half. She is starting the second half between Ford and Pope. They had 26 of their 35 points. Can they get a little bit more from the rest of the roster?
Poffenbarger leads in, shoots high off the glass, going after her own miss, deflected. Akanawa came up with the rebound and a foul down along the baseline. On Pena, her 3rd for Murray State. Akanawa only played about 7 minutes in that first half because of a couple of fouls. So that was a story for Maryland, but they still scored 51 points in the first half.
Team that is set in their identity. And a lot of their looks have been very impressive because of how well they played on the defensive end. Now, there are players that have been able to step up and have monster performances in their career or in this season. And Mira McLean is one of them.
If she had just hit that bucket she shot a moment ago, she would have had a double-double already, and she still has the rest of the second half to try to achieve that.
It would have been her first of the season, so we'll just have to wait to see. But on the other hand, how about Haven Ford starting where they need her most? So continuing to build on that 1-2 punch from Pope and Ford.
Ford with 11 points. She averaged 17 on the season. And there with the defense, she knocked it out of the hand of Akanawa. It will remain with the Terps. Even Ford, all Missouri Valley Conference second team, made the all-defensive team and just kind of showed why right there with that play.
I mean, she's just so balanced. Such a fan of her game. 20 points that she's had, 20-plus points that she's had 12 times this season. So while you talk about the defense, yes, that's very important. But she can
Ford just picked up her third, by the way, so that's 3 players with 3 fouls for Murray State. Curry, Jelks, Ford, and Pena. And just over a minute gone in the second half. Mack backs up, launches the 3. Rebound off the floor. Their zone.
12 offensive rebounds for Maryland, which have led to 15 second chance points.
Ford trying to get downhill. McLean defends. David backs it all the way back up.
Look at how far Addie Mack is denying Hallie Pope the ball on the perimeter.
Almost back to half court. Step back 3, short off the front rim. Curry Jelks was fouled on the backside of Poffenbarger. Shanice had position that time. That's the second foul on Saylor. Curry Jelks trying to get it to Polk, but Alucci was staying right with her, and a pass over the top for Sechrist picked off by Garzone. Yard a little behind the back dribble. Poffenbarger, long jumper, got it.
She's done a little bit of everything for Maryland in this ball game. In the first half, we saw her running into the passing lane, starting the break, getting steals, and finishing on the other end. She's made her mark in almost every category.
She and McLean have both had really good games for Maryland, and you know what the connection is between those two prior to they got to College Park. Their time at UConn.
Yes, they were roommates and also best friends.
Speaking of UConn, the Stores. The regional there you have, they're going to match up with Chapel Hill. So whoever makes it out of Chapel Hill, it's either going to be Syracuse, Iowa State, UTSA, or UConn. Saylor takes a seat on the bench.
Already had some advancement in the brackets already. How about Olivia Miles with a triple-double, the first player to have a triple-double for different programs in the tournament. She has been so electric in her first year with TCU.
Yeah, watch out for the Frogs. Coming out of the Big 12, there's a jumper. Garzone. Curry Jelks got a hand at it, but it was tipped right to Ozzy Mamadou, who lays that in for the Terps, her first bucket of the game.
Statistically, there is just nothing you can do about Maryland's size and strength on the inside. Another second chance opportunity.
Polk. You give her any kind of space, she's probably going to put it up, and she has 22.
She almost takes it as a slap in the face if you're playing that far off of her. She is the offense for Murray State.
McLean, a rebound, and puts it in. She now has a double-double. Her first double-double of the season, 9th of her career. Has a season high in rebounds. That was her 11th board. And there's an offensive foul on Polk.
14 offensive rebounds today. On the season, throughout the game, they average about close to 16. But because of their length, they have such good guards on the perimeter that attack at the rim and try to get in on double-doubles themselves.
Isiaza Mamadou going along the baseline, stepped out of bounds. And that's 7 Maryland turnovers. Coach Freeze's team shooting 49% from the field on the game. We stayed at 43% from the floor. Pope probing, driving, and a block by Ozzy Mamadou. Now the 5'6" player had a step on the 6'3" player, but the 6'3" player also has those long arms to go with that 6'3".
Yeah, she gets a block a game, so that's probably somebody you don't want to attack all the time.
Stumbling, flipping it up, big rainbow out there for Jada Cook.
There have been so many opportunities for Murray State on the initial, on their execution to finish at the rim, but the fumbles and the missed layups at the rim have really hurt them in this game.
Yeah, they've shown a lot of creativity, especially with their out-of-bounds plays, getting the ball in, but there's a bucket and a foul here.
Yeah, they're going to count the bucket, but I think the foul was on the off of the shot. So on the weak side, you can see contact for Jada Cook, and you can see the signal from the baseline official, that push right here on the baseline that you're seeing. I think that's on Ozzy Mamadou. So they'll count the bucket, but there's still free throws. I'm confused why she was lined up at the free throw line. She was not the person that made the shot, so they get it back because of the foul.
Jada Cook committed the foul from Murray State, and she defends back. Step back, three. Ozzy Mamadou comes flying in for another offensive rebound. Now she's directing traffic.
Yeah, she was looking like one of the coaches out there, telling everybody, delegating where they need to be.
And a scowl on her face. Bad pass, Arizona. Loose ball. It's going to be tied up. And the possession arrow this time will favor the Racers. I don't think you want to anger Ozzy Mamadou, do you?
I don't think at all. Mamadou is more like mom out there, so she is putting you in your place. But it's good to see her back on the floor. I know that she was trying to bounce back after she had that strained Achilles and working her way back on the floor. I know that she missed some time against Purdue in the Northwestern game. So for a roster that has already dealt with a lot of injuries that have taken players out for the season, it's good to see Ozzy Mamadou back on the floor.
You know, when she is angry, I don't think she's overly angry right there. But when she speaks with that British accent, you almost kind of be like, oh, okay, everything's okay.
Oh, you're fun.
There's a steal. McLean, Mir driving all the way to lay it in.
Mir McLean is having herself a day in the debut of the NCAA tournament for this season. And you can just tell when players just find their groove. That's one of the things that you have to appreciate from Brenda Frese.
Braxton Baker. Long arms. Garzone steal up ahead. Here's Addie Mack. Maddie hesitates. And the kiss. Timeout.
Maryland has scored on every single turnover forced. She's been able to leak out. She's been able to get rebounds. She has 11 of them on the day.
All right, so it'll play on the inbounds. Again, we see a clever inbounds play from the Racers. Sechrist, the beneficiary, as she lays it in.
Yeah, Rochelle Turner definitely knows how to drop the X's and O's when it comes to the out-of-bounds plays and after timeouts.
Ozzy Mamadou. Quick ball movement, now Mack. Feeding Ozzy Mamadou once again. Curry Jelks defensively. It's a travel. Curry Jelks heard the whistle, immediately looked to the official and was relieved when it wasn't called as her fourth foul.
Yeah, playing with 3 in the third is no easy feat. But she is finding a way to do so.
And turnovers. 9 aside. Points off turnovers, though, heavily slanted towards the Terps. Ozzy Mamadou's third.
So for Murray State to be in the bonus now with 4 minutes left in the third, I would try to draw something up every single time to put more pressure on Maryland on that backside of their defense.
Neither side has missed a free throw today. Murray State now 8 of 8 after those 2 from Curry Jelks. Terrapins have hit all 9 of their freebies today. Lead is 19 for Maryland. 4 minutes to go, third quarter. What a day Kendall Walker has had. So has Mir McLean. Mir kept the left pivot foot back out with 6 to shoot. Rainey Wilson stopped on a dime with Curry Jelks and threw it away. Nobody there on the right side.
Yeah, went back door. She was anticipating her staying on the wing for the dish. But great job for Murray State. who with each possession is trying to chip away once again, and you can see the fight has not been lost for them.
Haven Ford on the drive. I'll tell you what, she makes the most of every inch she has. 5 feet 6 inches tall. And responding quickly at the other end, McLean. And she has 14 points.
Can't say enough about what her performance means to Maryland right now.
Allie Polk found a little room, couldn't finish it off. Curry Jelks, one dribble. Mack looks ahead. Punched out from behind by Ford. It's going to stay with Maryland.
And unfortunately, on the floor right now is Charnice Curry-Jelks, taking some time to get off on the baseline. I'm not sure what occurred, but is taking a moment to catch her breath and stretch out.
Well, she wears the brace on the left leg. That's from the ACL injury she suffered while at Indiana.
And has torn her ACL twice in her career. Also had an ACL injury in high school when Murray State was recruiting her. So there's a lot of understanding for Coach Turner and the understanding of how much Charnice battles back from injury.
She is a mother. She has a 2-year-old daughter, Kaylani, who frequently makes the games. Unfortunately, not here in Chapel Hill, but grandparents taking care of her.
The first play at Murray to be raising a child while playing. And she talked about picking this school because of the family aspect.
Yeah, Coach Turner included her daughter Kaylani really in the recruitment. We missed from Briley Pena. Bounce pass. Mack, a dribble to the rim. But right there to clean it up, Hoffenbarger. She taps it to herself. Garzon's wide open. Crashing in, Walker. And as she went up, she takes the contact and a foul.
They are getting out-rebounded 36-15. But going back to the story that I believe is the most warm for us to tell is Charnice Curry-Jelks, who said she wasn't sure if she would be able to play again, but still found it in herself to say, I'm doing this for my daughter. And just the inspiration in which she's able to be for her, fighting through, living out her dream. I know she's going to the bench right now because of the foul trouble, but it's really inspiring to see how she shows up every day because of her daughter.
She does have eligibility left if this happens to be the end of the season for Murray State. She can certainly come back and play for the Racers again. Started her career at UT Martin, then to Indiana. Now Murray State. Free throws by Walker. She has 16. Two minutes to go, third quarter. Pope. Kanawa stayed straight up, ball loose, gets her own miss, lays it in, and one. How about that effort from Hallie Pope? 24 points for the junior.
I mean, I have to switch her name from Smurf to Hulk, because their ability to find ways to not just get in the paint, standing at 5'6", she plays more like she's 5'10". She never gives up. Look how she's fighting on the weak side after the miss, collects it back, and not only get fouls, makes the bucket and completes it at the free throw line.
There's a third foul on Akanawa as well. Again, because of the fouls, quiet day for her, at least offensively, 5 points.
But because she's had help from Kendall Walker, because she's had help from Mir McLean, she is not asked to do as much. And that's what you want to see in March.
Yeah, there's no question that Akanawa is always, as they say, the head of the snake. She has the keys, everything that Coach Freeze told us. She drives the bus. There are going to be games like this occasionally, and her supporting cast has picked her up and the team up today.
So you're telling me she drives the bus and she's the motor?
I don't know how that's possible, but yes. I compared myself into a corner. You caught me, but she does it all.
All right, got it.
That's why she came to Maryland. She said, hey, and when she knew that she was leaving Duke, she said it took, what, 1 or 2 days, and she already made her mind up that Maryland was the place.
Yeah, it was a quick conversation. Then last song, she said we were able to play against Maryland in her last year at Duke and found it to be a place where she felt like she could continue to grow as well. And she does want to play on the next level and believes that she can be challenged by Brenda Fries to do so.
Wow, there's Polk taking that rebound away from Economo, and it lines up an open three. Switch by Kessel and Seacrest. Now the Murray State crowd gets a chance to make some noise. Hill.
And what I love most about our conversation with Hallie Polk is she said last year we were just excited to be in the tournament. She said this year we're coming in with a little bit of moxie. We do believe that we are here for a reason. We have to play like it, and we've been able to see that so far in that 2-minute stretch.
Maryland is led by as much as 23. That's been cut to 15 inside the final minute of the third quarter. Hoffenbarger down low. Gerson finds it again after it was stripped and is fouled.
I don't know how she was able to get out of that pile on the other side and draw the foul. There were bodies, Murray State bodies, all around her on the left block.
Second foul on Seacrest.
Just left all alone. You can see just that the last second, Briley Pena, who was late coming off of that high screen.
Yarden Gerson shooting 2 here with 37 seconds left in the third. Puts her in double digits with 10 points.
And it's been somewhat quiet for Gerson, who's a player that offensively was able to pick up her 1,500th point with Maryland this season.
Both teams still perfect from the foul line. Got about a 6-second difference shot clock to game clock here for Murray State. I think they want to eat up as much of that as possible. Murray State, by the way, yet to have any points off their bench. All 56 points scored by their 5 starters.
And this is their highest scoring quarter as well.
Polk rolled off. Still tie. They have numbers. Ulucci had it knocked away by Ford. She grabs it. 2 seconds, 1. Clock stops with 1 second remaining, and Murray State only had 1 timeout left. Looks like they did not have to use it there. Not sure why play stopped, though. There's the long pass. Another crazy inbounds play for the Racers. Seacrest.
If they do, if this free throw is made, but also Ulucci Economo picks up her 4th foul.
I have some questions about this timing issue, but I'm going to let it slide right now because we don't have much time left in this third quarter. As that free throw goes up, it's good. It's 73-59. Here's an outlet pass, and this would count for Wilson from just beyond midcourt. And it's wide right. And now we do come to the end of the third quarter. It ended with a bit of a bizarre play, but
Mark, we've got ourselves a ball. I know that you just mentioned how far down what the deficit was for Murray State, but I'm looking at a 14-point game coming into the fourth. And again, Ulucci Economo on the bench for Maryland with the 4 fouls.
What's the call? Travel. The officials looked at one another. You could tell the trailing official had traveled. Brenda Fries gets in the air. Benny Luna about the call, and a turnover on Maryland's first possession of the fourth quarter.
You have to credit to Murray State so far have been able to correct their ways as far as taking care of the ball. They allowed 5 steals in the first half, and they've only given up 2 since. Also, they had 6 turnovers in the first half. They've only given up 3. Can they continue to take care of the ball?
Off the left side from Polk on that 3-point attempt. Maryland went the last 3+ minutes of the third quarter without a field goal. Looking for one here on their second possession of the fourth quarter. Murray State's put a little game pressure here on Maryland. It pops off for Poffenbarger. Offensive rebound. Back up and 1.
Yeah.
Mira McLean, what a game she is having. 16 points.
It's the dominance on the glass that Maryland has separated themselves from Murray State with, and that's the reason that they've had their lead in this ball game. I mean, look at the fight by Mir McLean, just pushing, fighting for position against Haven Ford, collecting the rebound and the putback, and one.
Finishes off the three-point play. Ford now with 4 fouls, as does Curry Jelks for Murray State.
Maryland has 40 rebounds compared to Murray State's 17.
Ooh. Even Ford. Pass down low. Curry Jelks, one dribble. Won't fall for her. Tipped on the other side was Sechrist. That rolls off the rim. Couple of decent looks there for the Racers. Could not convert. Poffenbarger with the dribble. Mack with that left-hand dribble. And Sechrist got a part of the body on that. That's her third foul.
Her third personal, second team foul. At the line, shooting 2 for Maryland, Addie Mack.
It's been fun watching Addie Mack just find her way in the Big Ten this season. As we mentioned, moving over to the point guard position and saying just being a student of the game after scoring close to 5,000 points in high school.
Coverage of the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship continuing on CBS, TBS, TNT, and True TV. For tournament game times and networks, you can go to NCAA.com.
I know it's early, but how's your bracket looking, Mark?
A mess. It's a mess. That's all right.
Already?
Well, mess may be a little too strong of a word, but it's not good.
Well, I tell you what, we were able to grab dinner last night, and being in Chapel Hill and seeing the upset for them with VCU getting over them, it wasn't a happy day.
No, locals are not happy. They had a big lead. I think it was 19 points. And lost in overtime to VCU.
March is marching.
It is. Lead is 17. There's a 3, Poffenbarger. Got it. It's her second 3 of the day. She's hit both her 3-point attempts.
4 players in double figures for Maryland. Poffenbarger right now with 8, but she is perfect from outside, knocking down 2 triples.
Curry Jelks doubled underneath, has to get rid of it and traveled along the baseline. She garners a lot of attention down there, and appropriately so.
I mean, when you lead the nation in double-doubles, I would hope that that would be the top of your scouting report.
Yeah, how about that? She has 26 double-doubles on the season. Charnice Curry Jelks, #1, as you mentioned, in the nation. And kept her quiet today with the foul trouble. 6.6 rebounds, and there's another bucket. Kendall Walker. And the lead up to 22. They had cut it to 15 from 23, back to 22, and turn it back over. An offensive foul, and that's the first personal on Hallie Polk.
Yeah, it was an easy call to make, as that off arm and the extension for Polk, just trying to create some type of space. It was perfect defense, though, by Mir McLean.
Just when the Murray State fans were back in the game, now Maryland's keeping them quiet again. Poffenbarger tips it to herself. Their own miss, and all alone on the offside. It's laid in by Mir McLean.
You were wondering if the momentum from the third quarter and how it ended with the and-one bucket in the free throw. Murray State actually outscoring Maryland by 2 in that quarter, but right now Maryland has reset and outscoring them 12-2 in this quarter.
Long pass. McLean stumbling. Somehow kept from traveling. Four minutes gone here in this fourth quarter. Jumper, 18-footer, kicks off. And after the miss by Walker, Sailor Poffenbarger. She's in the double-digit scoring.
Another.
Blooms on the other side of the bracket after this weekend. Taken away, Wilson.
You mean the undefeated?
Yes, that too.
Yeah. the defending champs.
A 16-2 run here into the last 3.5 minutes, and Maryland has their largest lead of the game. Ball on the deck. Curry-Jux has it tied up. Possession arrow racers.
Jump ball, possession arrow goes to Murray State.
Well, you mentioned the win streak for the Huskies. Haven't lost since February 6th of last season at Tennessee.
And what I love most about what Coach Junior Auriemma was mentioning to media was, okay, so Paige Beckers can, have a little bit of credit for going back to the 50 games. But for them to do this without Paige Beckers, the #1 overall pick, going to Dallas and thriving and being the rookie of the year, it's how they've been able to essentially reload, quote unquote. But Sarah Strong, as well as AZ Fudd, who is unstoppable from outside. It's really remarkable to see how confident and how dominant they've been in yet another season.
Officials discussing here the end of that previous play. If there was anything additional that may need to be looked at here.
Yeah, absolutely on the baseline. I can see a little bit of extracurricular for Kesslyn Seekers.
So it looks like they're taking a peek here to see if they can possibly upgrade or take this to a flagrant.
On Murray State #11, we're viewing the severity of the contact.
With what we just quickly saw, and we'll get another peek here, is this enough to upgrade this to a flagrant 1?
I think so.
I would agree with you.
Yeah, I absolutely think so. So they made a foul call initially, but they're seeing if it needs to be upgraded, as you just mentioned. That's what they are reviewing to see if it needs to be upgraded to a flagrant 1. That is not a basketball play. Excessive. So I just think it's one that is easy to make the call.
It does seem to have all the earmarks of upgrading it here, yes, for sure. And it probably shouldn't take that long.
Well, hope not, because this was a fast-paced game last time.
Kesslyn Seekers, 13 points for her today. She's the 3rd leading scorer for Murray State. You have Pock with 27, Ford 15, and Seekers 13. And the only other player that scored for Murray State is Jux Curry, and she has 6.
My percentages on these in the regular season was pretty high. I would say it was looming around 90%. So we'll see what the officials will. We'll see that we saw also on the baseline.
After review, the play has been upgraded to a flagrant foul on Murray State #11. Any player from Maryland can shoot 2 shots and they'll get the ball opposite table.
Yeah, they saw the push in the back as well.
And they said it was excessive.
Yes.
So a lot like my bracket, it's still perfect.
Oh, you have one of the perfect brackets, huh? Saw on SportsCenter this morning, though, there were 20 people out of the however many millions that missed every game.
Every game?
Every game. And they were saying that's harder to do than getting them all right.
I don't know what happened there. Those are those late submissions where it's just like, oh no, the family group.
Yeah.
Let me see what I can pull together.
So somebody picked Siena, and that almost came true for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, there were 20 of them.
There were some close calls.
That missed everything. I think it's 24 million something brackets. Yeah. So.
Good stat.
And the lead is now pushing 30 here. 29 points with 5 minutes to go as Maryland appears to be headed to the round of 32. match up with either Western Illinois or North Carolina on Sunday. With still 5 minutes to go. Hoffenbarger feeds down low. Ozzy Mamadou with the left hand.
Yeah, she's been very impressive and intentional with her movements on the floor. You set the screen, there's a straight line drive to where she wants to be on the floor, not to set up and just create, but so she can score immediately.
Maryland foul on number 9.
And Ozzy Mamadou gets the foul at the other end. And that's her 4th. So 4 points, 4 rebounds, 4 fouls for Ozzy Mamadou. Maryland right now on a 14-0 run, and that ends with the lay-in here by Sechrist.
I'll tell you what, just seeing the play calls from Murray State, they've had some really good moments of execution. Some things were left on the table with missed layups, but you got to respect just how they're able to stay in their pocket and run their plays.
And Sechrist, who averaged 13 points a game, has 15 here in the NCAA tournament. Ozzy Mamadou, 6 points now after that nice pass from Rainey Wilson.
Oh, yes, you like to see her get going, especially the carry over to the next game that'll be on Sunday. What time we are not aware.
To be determined. 3 Pope.
And against who, we do not know. But that is a game that we will have coming up, which we're excited about. Western Illinois is going to be taking on North Carolina.
About a half hour after the end of this one on ESPN News. There's a drive and a bucket. Walker's been a little quieter here late in the game, but man, when Lucci had the early fouls for Maryland, she was one of the first that really stepped up to fill that gap. Ooh, Haven Ford.
Hoping to see Haven Ford come back for another season as a junior. I know that she's battled through with a few of the injuries, but for this team to have back-to-back moments as conference champions.
You know, Haven Ford was Miss Kentucky basketball. As we see, Charnice Curry-Jelks just fouled out. And she gets a hug. Again, she has eligibility left, so she can come back next year. Jelks finishes with 6 points, 7 rebounds. One rebound and finds Ozzy Mamadou. Walker with the dribble, who has a career high 20 points today. Off 1 foot and over the back goes Ozzy Mamadou, and now Ozzy will take a seat. That's number 5. Well, Mamadou fouls out for a 2nd time this year.
Saying a lot bye to a lot of the bigs in this ball game.
Yes, I guess that is a commentary on how physical it's been down low at times today. This is the first time for Curry-Jelks to foul out of a game this season. So Murray State, who started the season 2-2 with losses to Southern Indiana and St. Louis University. After starting the season 2-2, they won 29 of their next 30 games, including 15 in a row coming into this game in the NCAA tournament against Maryland. Just an incredible season. 31 wins.
The most in the program. And you think about just how fun they have been to watch. We cannot say enough about Hallie Polk and what she has done this season. Getting to know, I know we get to know so many different stories and share them for everyone getting a moment to be on the big stage and be a part of the NCAA tournament. But it's to see them compete, and I know that the score is a score, but there are moments where you could just see in their eyes how bad they want it. And I know just speaking with Coach Turner, she was mentioning now the next phase of our program is not just if we can win the conference tournament, it's how we can win in the NCAA tournament. So this is not the last we are going to see from this program.
Haley Polk will come back. She'll be a senior next year. She launches a three. The only player they're going to lose in her last season of eligibility is number 3 on the floor right now, Briley Pena from Murray State. So they'll have an opportunity to bring back really the core of the team for Missouri Valley Conference play again in 2026, 2027. Spin move, Poffenbarger off the right side, but knocked around. Ball gets loose again. Body's on the floor. Now Pena got shaken up. She hurt her right wrist. And a whistle stops play. Pena gets up slowly. Walker getting helped up as well. She wound up on her stomach. And see Pena shaking her hand as she comes off. As I just mentioned, she's the lone senior on the roster in her final season. And she exits the floor with under a minute to go.
And all but one being subbed out for Murray State. So that's the last we'll see from the starters. But definitely a huge congrats to Murray State and what they've been able to accomplish on this season. And if you're looking on the other side at Maryland, the thing that I am most impressed with that goes beyond just how they have been able to be dominant on the glass. Coming into the tournament, they had about 10 points that they were averaging from their bench. It's actually the fewest in the Big Ten, Mark. And coming into this ball game, their bench was able to score 33 points. To lean on the depth of this team, especially with Alucci being in foul trouble in the first quarter, I'm most impressed by what I saw from other people stepping up.
So Maryland with 99 points today can eat out the clock. It'll wind down in 99-67. Maryland will be the final. Murray State finishes 31-4 after a 19-1 conference season as Maryland improves to 24-8, and they will